So let me tell you what we're doing today. I had a client, somebody that I'm helping, that ordered a vanity off of Wayfair. Anybody ever ordered anything off of Wayfair? A lot of these sites that you'll see that people are ordering furniture, they're very, they're affordable, and sometimes they can be better than being able, as far as meeting your specific dimensions that you have. And that was kind of the scenario that this client had. They needed a vanity, but guess what? The vanity came in and we really didn't like the finish that much. And so it was too red. It really fought with the bathroom. And so, my thought is a lot of people don't realize there are easy solutions to this. And a lot of the things that we do are solutions to problems. And I'm going to show you how to be able to create maybe some of these Wayfair pieces or pieces that you'll get on these older. Christine, I am with you 100%. I love getting old pieces. I love rescuing and restoring old pieces. But sometimes there are scenarios that you have to be able to order from those sites and you can take advantage of them. Or you may even buy pieces existing that are things that you've thrifted and you'd want to get rid of the red that's in them. You want to be able to have an easy peasy process that you can totally change the finish. So as you pop on here, say, hey, tell me where you're tuning in from. And I love to know just how you are, what your weather is like, and especially if this is the first time that you've tuned in and that you've seen Jean and I do these Finish Fridays before. It's a real pleasure for us, and it's our way of loving on our customers because as owners of the company, we want our customers to have a great experience, and we want you to learn from us and why we actually created the products and the finishes that we did. All right, so as you pop on here, say, hey, share this video, tag some friends. Your name will go in for a drawing, and we'll have a giveaway and take advantage of the code that's in the top of the section. So that way you can get 20% off on the products we're doing. All right, let's get to this. We're going to turn this down, and I want to show you, I'm going to move these products. I want to show you kind of what the before was. I'll let you have that. And the scenario is, and the problem that we're solving is that the finish on this Wayfair piece was too red. And so it did not match the interior. So, hold on. I lost my, I lost them. T. StreamYard. There we go. There we go. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Here we go. All right. So this cabinet door, as you see, has a good finish to it. Now, one thing that you can't really tell, it's pretty red. It's not a real pretty finish. This is pine. Jean, do you want to talk about what it looks like they've done to this pine?
Yeah, I mean, it's solid pine, which is great, and it's a nice grade of pine. There's a little bit of knotting in it, which is just
Desirable.
I like that, gives it a little more texture. But it looks like it in the manufacturing process, they wetted this down and took a wire brush and went in here and really brushed out this grain so that now there's a lot of ridges and peaks and valleys in this. So it's better to see over here.
Yeah, I actually, I'm going to hold this up because I want them to be able to see this. But the problem was in this particular house, it looks too red against their floor, against their creamier white color palette that they have in their house. And here was the other scenario. See how dark this hardware is? So when you go up and you look at this vanity, it's kind of stark. There's a real contrast here. And what we wanted to be able to do for this client, we wanted it to feel very neutral, open, and airy. And you can take existing pieces, whether you've thrifted a piece, whether this is a Wayfair piece, or something, and there's a little trick that you can do that's very easy that I think you'll be really happy with. Now, before we show you, I want to scoot this down, and I want to show you my thought process. Can you scoot that one down so we can kind of create a half and half? So one thing that you can see by lightening it, and this actually looks grayer, doesn't it, than this is. This doesn't look this gray. I'm going to hold this up because I want you to be able to see. Can you also get that drawer? I want them to see the drawer. This is so pretty in person. And then this drawer has a little bit more grain on it. If I can hold this up just a little bit so that way you can see. as far as coming back. And it in person, it's very pretty. And it's kind of the look that they wanted to be able to go for in their bathroom. The other thing is when I lightened it like this, I wouldn't want to use this dark hardware. It's a little too contrasty. And so what I did is I wanted to come back and I wanted to neutralize the hardware to be more of a kind of a taupey color, but I came in and I added some mica, which I'm going to show you how to be able to do that. So that way it's kind of neutralized. It's a really pretty palette and it's going to be gorgeous in the bathroom. All right, so let's walk them through. This is such a fun, easy trick to do. Maybe you've not done it before, but I promise it's something that you're going to remember when you're redoing furniture. So when we've got something like this, and this is what I need to move and let you work on, Jean. What is it that we didn't like in that room? What was the problem?
It's too red.
It was too red. So what would be some other woods that they would have access to that would be redder, that would not be desirable?
Cherry is red, mahogany is red. Those are your
Biggies.
two biggie reds.
Right. Pine is going to be more yellow.
Yellow red.
So they put something in this that actually turned it a little bit more red, and it's a little bit more distracting in the actual bathroom. So show everybody. Do you want me to move this so that way you can show them?
No, I'll do it right on top of that.
Oh, okay.
So what I did, I took a piece of cardboard, just cut out some cardboard, and I can put my cerusing wax that we're using. And then
This is one of the best products we have. Can we just show everybody again as far as the front? And we'll put these together in a collection on the website. But our cerusing wax is fabulous because it's squeezable, it's easy to work with, and we love it because we can do what you're getting ready to show them.
And then what I've taken is some of our Venetian green pigment powder. It's just straight pigment.
Can I also show them the same process that Jean is doing? You can also use milk paint.
You can. The milk paint's going to be a little, as far as more diluted, because you've got your chalk and other ingredients in your milk paint, so that that it's not going to be as pungent. I guess it's a
That's a
good
good
word.
word.
As it will be if you use straight pigment. So what I'm doing, I'm taking a bristle brush, chip brush, and
You always want to use a chip brush when you're working with wax. You don't want to work with a synthetic brush. It's going to make a difference in your application, and the chip brush is going to put the wax on smoother.
and then what I'll do, I'll go in and I'll get a little bit of that Venetian green pigment. Not much, just a little. Because what we want to do, we don't want it stark white. The bathroom this is going into has some grayish, pale green gray tones to it. So we're just adding a little bit of the green as well.
All right, so tell everybody again, why are we using the green pigment with the white cerusing wax?
We're tinting, basically tinting it with the pigment powder.
Okay, because the green in the wax that we're making is going to kill the red in this finish.
Yes. So you can see we've got a little bit of that tone. And we'll take,
Can we move this down just a little bit so that way? Okay.
and I'm going across the grain first to kind of fill in the grain and the grooves in the wood. Notice then I'll come back and brush it out.
So, okay, let me go over this again. You're going side to side against the grain first
going-
and then go with it?
I'm going across the grain because I'm
Okay.
filling in those grooves and grain in
Okay.
that wood,
Okay,
and then come back and brush, smoothing it out.
while you're doing it.
Mhm.
So as they're working their way around a piece of furniture, should they finish one whole side?
Yeah, you can
Okay.
finish that side, and then we're ready for the next rail or style of the door frame.
Okay, let's go on and just do one more.
Okay.
So, guys, as you pop on here, say hello and just tell us where you're tuning in from. And then, one of the things that we're showing you today is how you can take colors, pigmentation, and different, depending on what color you want to be able to kill. Like on this particular instance, we're wanting to be able to get rid of the red. So we're neutralizing it by adding green. The green pigment and the color that we're working with, what is the green pigment color that you're working with?
It's Venetian green.
Venetian green. And it's a soft green. It's not too dark. So that way you look at the light reflective value is really nice with the white. And so Gene's mixing it as he goes. So it's a very natural way of mixing it, and work on, if you have two doors that go together, I would work on the two doors at the same time.
Yes, and notice when I do this, I am mixing on my palette, if you want to call it that, or my cardboard. And then I'm also pouncing that out. I don't want to come on here with a thick mass of wax. I
That's a
want,
good word.
and as I put it on, it's a light touch, very light, and then smooth it out.
That is a mistake a lot of people make, is they put on too much wax and it takes it longer to dry, and sometimes it won't dry. This is a very light application that we're trying to use to get down in the grain. Here's the other thing. A lot of people think that you have to use paint to create a glaze. Can we do the door now? The drawer, excuse me. So a lot of people think that you have to do a glaze or paint. You do not. The wax, and what wax has been used on for many, many years. Let's see. That's going to be hard for you to do that. Let me see if I can raise this up just a little bit for you. Does that help at all?
Yeah, there we
Okay.
go.
So what a lot of people don't realize is the cerusing wax is going to continue to harden, and it's just a great protective surface in a really humid bathroom when you've got steam. Because, hundreds of years ago, they didn't have all of the products that we have that are very chemically laden, that it's not necessary. And a lot of people don't realize, if it is a carnauba based wax, that the longer it hardens, the better it is. You don't have to use cleaners on it. If you get makeup on it, just come back with a damp rag and wipe it off. The contrast, can we turn that light off that's on it? It's creating a little bit of contrast. I want them to be able to see. It makes it a little bit warmer, don't you think? So again, you're going against the grain.
Just a little cross hatch, because I'm working on a much wider piece of wood. So I'm just kind of doing a little cross hatch and then coming back with the grain to smooth it out.
What if somebody feels like their brush is dragging, or if the wax is drying while they're doing it?
Good question. So what we're going to do is we'll just take a rag, and we're just going to go in and get this excess wax that's built up on the bristles and just take that off, and then we're ready to keep going.
All right. So now let's go in and show them the one that we finished. So that way they're kind of seeing the process. And then I want to show you what to do on your hardware. I love this. Now, you haven't buffed this yet.
I have not.
So I want to get this so you can see kind of the light. It's really, really pretty. I love the way it looks. And he hasn't actually come in yet to be able to buff it just a little bit. So you see what he's continuing to work on. You saw the color of it. Now, again, if I stayed on this vanity, if I kept it black, it just would have been too much contrast. So I wanted to be able to come in and kind of create a taupey color. Now I want to show you if I did white. I like showing you the differences. So you could come in, some people might say, well, I like the white, but I want to show you another option. If we keep this, because we've got so much going on with the grain, we've got some pine knot holes, we've got 6 drawers and 2 doors, that there's a lot going on. I really wanted the hardware to be softer. So this is what I did. Look. Now, do you see the difference? Look how much softer. Can you do me a favor, babe? Yes. Can you grab that white handle, or hold that one. I want them to see the difference. Okay. So see how stark the white is? Look, in creating and warming it up, how the more natural glazed handle is much prettier with this finish. Very, very nice. All right, so I'll let you take that, and I want to be able to show you. So now, with the hardware, what you need to do is you're going to need to paint it. So when you're working with the micas, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do, it's best to be able to start with a ground. Now, I will tell you, you can use the one-step paint. A lot of people forget, but the one-step paint, it's a chalk-based, calcium carbonate-based paint that you do not have to prime it. You don't have to seal it. And it does allow you to be able to paint hardware. So you can very easily just paint the hardware with the one step, and it's going to give you a beautiful matte primed finish. That way you can go over on top of it with what I'm going to show you. So I'm not going to paint the hardware for you. I want to be able to show you how to create this glaze. So what I did is I'm going to take a combination of bronze mica, gold mica, and silver mica. Now, again, this, you could use a one-step color if you wanted to, but what I noticed when I looked at their bathroom yesterday, they have the handles on their shower is right beside this vanity. So I wanted to be able to kind of pull that gold silver color into what I was doing as a glaze on top of the paint. So I would suggest painting the hardware with Bauhaus Buff. It's a really pretty cream color. And now I'm going to use a product that we have called glazed over. A lot of people don't realize, but with the glazed over, it is a medium. It's a medium that allows you to be able to add your mica powders to and make gold metallic paint. It can also be a gold metallic glaze, and that's what I was wanting to be able to create. So I took a little bit, that's what's in here. It's just a white base. It's more transparent. And then I'm going to go on and add my mica powders. Let me see. Do we have a spoon? Yay. Awesome. So my main color that I'm working with is going to be gold. The reason I'm adding this bronze pigment is because I want to set the gold back just a little bit and darken it. The reason I'm adding the silver is because I want it to look more like a polychrome. The glazed over is also water-based. So I'm going to take a little bit of gold. Now, believe it or not, a full cup of this glazed over and the mixture that I am mixing is going to be enough to be able to paint 8 handles easily. So again, don't forget to go back and paint your handles if you want to do this finish with Bauhaus Buff first. All right, so now I'm going to take a little bit of bronze. And the only reason for this is I'm wanting to deepen the color just a little bit. Then I'm going to take a little bit of my silver. This is to soften that gold. And then I'm going to mix this all together. All I'm doing is I'm mixing my mica powders in with my glazed over. Now, so I want you to see, this is kind of it's very metallic. I've made a metallic paint. Now watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a little bit of our Strasbourg white pigment, and I'm going to add the pigment, and I want you to watch what happens. You see this? So what's going to happen to the color now? Watch. It's going to lighten it. It's going to pull the micas all together. Can you see this? The white pigment is going to make it more opaque. So that way, when you're mixing mica colors, a lot of times people will use the glazed over and they'll mix the mica with it. But if you go on and add a white pigment, it acts as a paint base that's going to give you a prettier base that's going to show up and be more opaque. So all I did, let me push these off to the side. So I just came back on my hardware that I painted. So it went from black, I painted the Bauhaus buff on it. And now I'm just going to do a light glaze. Now, I will tell you, I'm going to pour this into a large quart container. I lightened it just a little bit, and this is kind of the color that I came up with my glaze. Now I'm just going to use a sponge brush. Now, could I use an art brush? Yes, but I like the idea of just using a sponge brush because it'll be even, it'll go all the way across. So I'm going to dip my sponge brush in here. Guys, as you pop on here, please tell me hello. Tell me where you're tuning in from. And if you share this video and tag some good friends, then that way your name is going to go into a drawing. And we are going to be giving away some of the products that I teach today. So we say sharing is caring here at Amy Howard at Home. And then that way we will be sending out free product and we'll announce the winner on the website and on Facebook on Monday. All right, so now I'm going to come back with my mica glaze that I made up. And I'm going to come back on top of my Bauhaus buff. So it's acting as a glaze. What it's doing, it's giving me a little bit of a metallic shimmer because I don't want it to look just plain. It's neutralizing that color. And when it dries down, it goes to this really pretty, I don't know if you can see that, this really pretty kind of taupey gray color that I love on top of my drawer. So that way you can see it again as far as, hold on if it can come up just a little bit. So that way you can see how it's going to look. This one's actually to a door. So I love the finish in this. I'm grateful that the red has gone away. This feels much more beachy. It's going to go with their cream tile. They're not going to have the contrast of having to deal with the black hardware. And I think it's a finish that is going to wear very, very well. Even a wax, the longer it's on here, the better it wears. Now we can get a little bit of a patina by coming back and buffing this after about 2 hours after your wax dries. And then it's truly something that you can enjoy the bragging rights from. Do you not agree?
I agree.
I agree. So be sure and go back, share this video, tag some good friends that you know love revitalizing something maybe that they have. If you have kitchen cabinets, this may be a question that will come up. Now, there was not a lot of varnish on this piece. If somebody has kitchen cabinets and they're kind of red, and they want to be able to kill that red by adding some of the green pigment to the cerusine wax,
Okay.
what would you suggest?
What we just did.
What we just did. You feel like it'll still work being able to do that on top of a varnished kitchen cabinet?
Yeah, if you've got a very, very slick, there's no texture to that to your top coat, you'll need to probably be very careful in doing that because it's much more difficult on a smooth, slick surface because what you're basically doing, you're creating a finish on top of that. So you have to be very light with it. You have to experiment. The nice thing about the wax, if you don't like it, if it didn't turn out, just take a little bit of clean slate on a cotton rag and wipe it right off and start over.
Thought maybe we had some here, but one thing you need to know too, when you come back and when you're finished using your brushes and doing this application, which I promise you're going to love, the transformation is so easy. We get that fast food mentality on this and it happens quick and easy. You can clean your brushes from the cerusine wax with clean slate. The whole point of the clean slate is that it removes wax. Mineral spirits does not remove wax, but because the wax is a petroleum-based product, the clean slate was formulated to be able to clean your brushes or to get waxes off of a piece of furniture before you paint them. So I hope today was helpful. We're really excited to finish this vanity. It's going to be beautiful, and I'll have to take some pictures and show that to you.